Alright, you guys know how things go. There's always a last minute crunch. I never get to film all the way to the end. We got the car done, we got the car loaded up, put it on the scales. We are 43 pounds overweight from what I recall. That gives us plenty of room to lose tire, lose fuel, and, you know, run a long race.
Hey everyone, Chen here. I wanted to give everyone an update on our racing efforts. We're here at Willow Springs in California for our first ever race with the 7-Eleven livery. Right now, we're getting prepped to go out again for a warm-up. It's day 2, and I didn't film yesterday because I really wanted to focus as much as I possibly could on competition and just getting used to the car again, getting more seat time. I didn't want to take any of my mental energy away from that, and I think it worked. The day started out pretty normal. I went out for my warm-up, got used to getting in the car, a couple little things we needed to change since we got the new JMP motor in. Went out for qualifying, and the car definitely felt faster. I was still a little bit off pace compared to what I was able to do the last time I was here with our old motor that was down 13 horsepower. I was about 1.5 to 2 seconds off pace, but part of that is due to the fact that the track is just a lot slower here now. I was able to eke out a mid 136, which wasn't a very good qualifying run, but I ended up 9th out of 14 cars. For the first race, it was a standing start race. I didn't have the best start, and it was a very tricky race because as things started going, I got passed, but then I started making up a couple of positions, but then somebody I was following coming down from the Omega blew their engine, and I had quite the Fast and Furious drift moment. Trying to keep my car on the track. That set me back quite a bit from the lead pack. Because these cars are so even and they're so momentum based, and it is a spec series, we're all supposed to have the same power and tires and all that and same weight. If you separate from the lead pack and you don't have the draft anymore, it's almost impossible to catch up with the lead pack. So I looked at the clock and I realized that I have a lot of time. Even though the lead pack was pretty much like almost 2 corners away, they were so far I could barely see them. I worked my absolute hardest to catch up and also to battle through 944 traffic. And I worked hard for about 30 minutes straight just to catch up to the lead pack. And as I got to the tail end of the lead pack, I set myself up for a pass. I had a really good opportunity for a pass, but I just chickened out, and going into turn 8 against the pink car, I had such a good opportunity. I should have gone on the inside, but I'm still so new to racing. I don't want to cause incidents, especially in turn 8. It's the most dangerous corner. I just let it breathe a little bit, and I had another opportunity to pass the pink car, but for whatever reason, I don't know what was going on, but they waved the yellow flag at the start-finish line, which means I had to back off and I couldn't pass. After that, it was pretty much the final lap. I just pushed hard, just kept being in the draft, tried to pass again, couldn't have the opportunity to pass. Overall, I'm just super happy with the results, super happy with how everything went. We did get hit in the back and also in the side right off the bat, right off the start, which, you know, it's a race car, no big deal. We do have a couple photo shoots we need to do with the car. So before I start doing some serious bumping or bump drafting, I think I'm going to try to keep it clean as possible. But we do have a full race day today that I'm really excited about. So we have practice, we have a qualifying race, and then we have another 40-minute race. These cars are just so much fun to drive, very mechanical, no aero at all. It's just a box. And the way that it has like slip angle and the way that it communicates to you that it's losing grip is so gradual, and it's just so much fun to drive. I was very, very happy that we did get top time of day in the race. And part of that, I think, was because I was just pushing so hard to catch up to the lead pack. And I was able to get a little bit of a draft from the pink car, which allowed me to get top time of day, which I'm so excited about because that means it's the first ever award that I've earned with this car. And it comes with this sticker, like a rabbit, that we're gonna put on the glass to proudly display the fact that this car was the fastest from that particular race. That's saying a lot, especially because the lead pack guys in qualifying were about a second and a half faster than me. And it's just so amazing to me how close all of this racing is. And I'm just so glad I joined Southern California Spec E30. This event, we had 14 cars. We actually had 15, and I think somebody had to leave. Unfortunately today, because one of the guys blew up the motor, we only have 13 cars, which is still a pretty good field, but we want to get back to 20 cars. I know a couple other people that are starting to join, so then maybe in the next couple races we'll have more cars, and eventually we'll get up to 20, 25 cars. Car looks incredible. We did a fun little photo shoot yesterday with the rest of the Spec E30s. It's something that I'm trying to do at least every race that I go to, just to give back to the community. And I just really want to show how fun these cars are. They may be low horsepower, 160 horsepower and under, but they're just so much fun to drive. They're a blast to drive. Just wanted to give you folks an update. The practice session this morning went really well. I was very happy with how the car drove. Qualifying race was a lot of fun. It was incredible. I started off in 6th position because that's where I finished yesterday in the race, and I was able to move up. And I got passed by Matthew. We had a really good battle. There was a lot of close racing. It felt so good to run in the front pack. It was just a whirlwind of a qualifying race. And it was a rolling start. I messed up my start. I should have been in 2nd gear. I was in 3rd gear instead. But lesson learned. Went into the first turn. It was fine. Battled it out, in and out for the first couple laps. But I did end up moving up all the way to 3rd. So that means I'm going to start the race, the actual 40-minute sprint race today in 3rd, which is right behind Matthew in his very, very fast Garagistic E30. It just feels so good to finally have a car that's working. We've put so much effort and money and time into getting it to where it is now. And also I'm learning a lot as a driver too. Every single session I'm out there just pushing what's possible with this car. I just wanted to show you this one thing real quick. Just put my first ever award on the car. This rabbit and then this track map of Willow Springs shows that I got the fastest lap of the race yesterday. I'm hoping that I can add to it here with other awards, but I don't know. I just thought it was super cool that they do this.
We're hanging out in the stands, we're watching our boy.
Yeah!
He's third right now. We're hoping he can keep it together.
Podium! Podium!
Our boy has done it!
First podium. Amazing. So much fun racing.
Thank you.
So much fun racing with you.
Third place, car number 29.
A lot of drift practice. A lot of drift practice.
That's you!
What an absolute whirlwind of events today. I didn't have a chance to film after we finished the race. We had to pack up real quick and head home. But now we're back at the shop. The race car is still in the trailer, and I just wanted to run through everything since everything is still fresh in my mind. First of all, why is this a big deal to me? Well, third place doesn't sound like anything special, but since I started wheel-to-wheel racing around this time last year, I told myself I would just stick to it and do my absolute best. And I'm a tourist, and it's just something that is not my specialty. It's something that I enjoy and something that I love and care about so much. But I know I'm not trying to pretend that I'm a racing driver or anything. I am a photographer, a content creator, but I love cars and I love driving. So I took that giant leap of faith to get into it, not really knowing where it's gonna go. We've had quite a few race weekends, and while I've had success with my friends when we went to a champ car for endurance racing, to be honest, the brunt of getting us to the front of the pack was the other drivers pushing so hard and just knowing the car. I was more there just to keep pace, bring the car home, and get some fun experiences driving. This race with our own race car, our own program, our own spec E30, you folks, if you followed along, saw how much of a turd this car was when we first got it, all the way up until now, it being a pretty competitive car is just so crazy. This journey has been amazing. I had a great qualifying race, so that made sure we would start in third position. And I had such a great start. Oh my God, I started right behind Matt in the Garagistics E30, but I just had the perfect start. First, second, third, and all the way up to fourth gear, I went to the left, which allowed me to take the inside line into turn one. Not knowing really too much racecraft yet, I'm still learning. I thought, okay, let me just enter turn two as fast as I can with the normal line. Big mistake. The guys just went to the inside and cut me off. Not really cut me off, but they just took a better line for racing, not so much for speed. What I should have done is I should have just went to the right. That way it would force them to go to the outside, which I could have just blocked them essentially, but I didn't do that. And the two cars passed me, went and battled with them for a couple laps. It was super close. But then on the fourth lap, Matt and I had this fun little Tokyo Drift moment. He dipped a tire coming out of the Omega and shot so many sparks and all this dirt and all this dust. And the very next left turn, I don't know what actually happened still. All I know is we both got sideways at the same time really quick. I don't know if it was a subconscious reaction to what Matt did, or if it was because he sprayed a bunch of dirt on my tires, or if somebody, one of the other race groups that went before us, sprinkled a bunch of dirt there and made it loose. Either way, we had this very interesting moment where we tandemed, both of us sideways, the same way, right? One behind the other. And I got some of the in-car footage from the car behind us, and it looked hilarious. And of course, me having some drift experience, I was so lucky I was able to save it, and so was Matt. Even though it looked like I was swatting flies, I'm just glad I was able to recover that. So got through that, but did get passed by a couple individuals, which is fine. You know, I made a mistake and they took advantage of that. Couple more laps go by, and then I just didn't realize how much grip I had. So I made another huge mistake in turn 2. Again, swatting flies, rear end steps out. I think the track got a lot slower and a lot hotter in the afternoon. So I just wasn't able to take that corner as fast as I have been. So rear end steps out, and it seemed to me like the entire field just passes me. So instead of feeling discouraged, I just focused my best, and I just thought, okay, I looked at the clock. There's more than 30 minutes left of racing, so I have time to catch up. I have time to work my way back through the field, which is exactly what I did for the qualifying race. I know I have the speed in certain areas. Turn 2, 8, and 9 is where I make up all of my speed on everyone else for whatever reason, whether it be mechanical grip or horsepower, whatever. Seems like most of the other places, people are either equal or they pull away from me, which that's the best part about spec racing. It comes down to the driver, it comes down to technique, it comes down to just the smallest little things. It could even come down to the tire pressures. And I work my way back up the field one by one, pass people one by one. I passed Jarek, which was crazy. I feel so bad. I feel like I left him enough room on the right side at turn 1. I may not have, but from the footage, it seems like I already made the correct pass, and I was already legally able to take that as my turn because I had my wheels past his door, or where at least he could see. But still, I wanted to leave him enough room, and the rule is that I have to leave 3/4 of a car space to at least let him gather himself or whatever. He did get 2 tires, and that's that loud noise that you hear when I pass him, and I felt so bad. I apologized to him afterwards. Jarek, great guy, great racer, and he's the one who built our motor, so amazing that he's able to race also and support so many of the folks in the field that run his engine. So get past him, then it was down to me to push super hard to try to get past Matt. He is incredible, such a great racing driver that has raced all over the world. And I know that he has a lot more race technique and he has a lot more experience behind the wheel, especially in the spec E30. So I'm just doing my absolute best to get a run on him. I'm to the point where we had a fun little over-under moment in turn 1 where I thought I got him. I got into 5th gear in his draft, and I just got out, and I was able to pass him, but he passed me right back, right away, in the next corner. So then I thought to myself, okay, I really need to be a lot more aggressive to pass Matt because he's just so good. He's so good. Pretty much every time I'm racing against him, he's winning or on the podium. Next lap, I was able to get a better run, and we touched just a tiny little bit. Just enough to get some marks on my wheel, but that's about it. It was really the most gentle touch. We chatted about it afterwards, and we were just both stoked that we were racing so close. But as time went on, and as I got into third place, I just started getting more and more gassed out. I was just so tired. Last couple laps, I just tried to keep it on track. I just was focusing, but I realized that Jarek was able to move past Matt, and he was behind me, and he even got a really good run on me in 8 and 9 because I was playing it ultra safe because I just wanted to bring it home, get that first podium with the spec E30. But then surprisingly, he got such a good run, he almost passed me. He almost got me at the checkered flag. It was super, super, super close. I realized that I would exit fast enough to keep it on track, especially with the tires all worn and hot at the end of the race. I just needed to do enough, and it was enough. It might have been a little too close for comfort, but lesson learned for next time. There's just so much to learn still about this car. And we came in at perfect weight. I think we were only just 17 pounds over, so 2,717 pounds. I did take out a couple pounds over the weekend because it seemed like a lot of the stuff that we added just made the car heavier. I don't know, maybe it's the front and rear bumper or little things here and there. Obviously, we added a bunch of GoPros to be able to tell the story for you guys. But we were able to shed some weight. And yeah, the car just felt so good. I spent pretty much all weekend just learning how to drive that thing. And I have to say, I've driven a lot of cars, but there's no other car that's this progressive in terms of the car losing traction. The rear end steps out just ever so slightly at such a gradual angle that if it's not all of a sudden, it really does allow you to counter steer and just get through the corners in the fastest way. In the end, I was so comfortable going through turn 9. That's the most difficult corner, and it's the most committed corner. If you want to get the most speed out of it onto the front straight, you have to be committed, and if you're not committed, then there's a really good chance that you'll go off, and it's a very, very bad time if you go off. And we're talking wrecked car, written off car, maybe get injured, all that, because the track just doesn't have a very good design. I mean, it was built in the 50s, right? So it's needs a lot of updating. So I'm hoping the new owners of Willow Springs update it and make it a lot safer, because I love that track. I love racing on that track. I never ever thought I would like that track because it's been around my career pretty much for 20 years. I've been going to this track. I've been shooting there. I've been driving it. I've been doing HBD, but I never really understood it until now, after all this time, after wheel-to-wheel racing on it. It's actually a lot of fun. It's essentially like a big oval with a couple turns, but there's just so much strategy to racing on it. And I honestly think the Spec E30 is probably the fastest car that I would want to drive on it, because, man, we are pushing at 10/10ths, and it's just so much fun. Going into turn 8 flat out in 4th gear, there was a couple moments, especially when the tires were their most worn and when they were the most hot, man, that thing would just skate around, and I would actually have to counter steer at well over 100 miles an hour in that corner. And it just felt normal. It felt right. I give all of the racing drivers that do this day in and day out, F1, IndyCar, NASCAR, WEC, IMSA, whatever, you know, even if you're racing GR86 Cup, I give all those individuals so much more respect, because I finally have a high understanding of what they're doing, because I'm participating in just the littlest way in my own way. Where does this go next? I don't actually know. I know I do want to race nationals this year. I don't know how many more races I'll make in Southern California, especially because we're so busy still shooting. I can't really give up my storytelling, my shooting, all of that. Content creation, I can't give up even one little bit to go race, because racing is my hobby and it's for life fulfillment. It's for fun in the end of the day. It's not for work. So I do want to develop myself as a driver. I want to do more endurance racing. I would love to one day race in Europe or overseas in general. But that's just going to take time. And I'm just glad I started now. And if you guys want to start racing, hit me up. Leave a comment, DM me on Instagram, email me, reach out to NASA if you're in the US. They are such a great organization, so friendly. Now, it feels so good to be racing in NASA, especially in Spec E30, because I know everyone on grid. I know their faces. I know how they are. I give them respect for what they're doing. I have become friends with some of them, and it feels so good looking next to you as you go into a corner with somebody and you know exactly who's in there and what kind of person they are and this, that, and the other. It also makes it just so real and so friendly, and we're so cordial. Even though we're bumping, we're drafting, we're touching wheels, it's still just so respectful. It's just not nasty in any way, and it's great. I'm really lucky that I found this group of guys to race with, and I'm just so happy to be included in the group. Hopefully we can race a lot more. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for following along. Hope I see you guys in the next video.